Alright. So as you can see, it's 28 minutes long. Okay. So if you're only interested in Shenmue 3, then come back in half an hour. If you're interested in the whole story, then let's go and watch it together. Okay. This video, by the way, is from The Patient Wolf. And apparently, if you check some of his other videos right there, he does story recaps for a lot of games. There we have Red Dead Redemption 2, The Last of Us, you know, lots of other things. Looks like even like backgrounds on different characters and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, go subscribe to his channel. We're gonna do exactly what it says here, right? Before we play Shenmue 3, we want to watch this story recap. And without further ado, let's set this to maximum quality. And let's get this going here. Enjoy, guys.
There exists an ancient Chinese prophecy that begins. From a distant land in the east, from across the sea, he shall appear. He does not know of the strength hidden within him, the strength that would destroy him, the strength that would fulfill his wishes. But prophecies are about the future. First, we must begin with the past. This is a story about tragedy, friendship, coming of age, revenge, but ultimately destiny. And it starts one winter's morning in Japan. If this video helps you, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you already are subscribed, take a look at my Patreon page, which helps power more videos like this one. This is Shenmue, the story so far. Yokosuka, Japan, 1986. A quiet community. Children play, the elderly gossip, business owners ply their trade. It has its problems, its murky undercurrents, but despite that, a great place to grow up. That's what Ryo Hazuki did. He has grown up. A son to his father, but without a mother he lost when he was 3. His father made sure he grew up well, with love, security, but with discipline and a code. His father runs a dojo, mentoring others like his son. One of them, Fukusan, lives with them, as does their much-loved housekeeper, Ina-san. Now, Ryo was becoming a man, 18. What is next for him? That may have been what he was asking himself as he climbed the hill to his home one winter's morning.
Ine-san. Ine-san.
Hazuki-sensei.
My father.
Stay back, Ryo.
Why you?
No, don't hand over the mirror. Wait, the mirror. It's buried under the cherry tree. Do you remember Chao Sun Ming? That's the name of the man you killed in Moon Swan. It can't be. You! Get up. I'll allow you to die like a warrior.
As Ryo cradles his dying father, the scarred man, flanked by henchmen, leaves with the dragon mirror.
Keep friends close to you.
Father!
The dragon mirror. So not only did he kill his father,
friends is all he has. And he'll need them to help him get what he now needs most. Revenge.
He also stole this dragon mirror.
All Ryo knows is his name, Lam D.
I can't believe my father killed someone.
All Ryo has known has been stripped from him, and only mystery remains. It's hard to continue day-to-day life after a loss like this. Fukusan trains, Ina-san retrieves a letter from the mailbox. Ryo wakes for a new day with new intent, to find out who killed his father and why. With not much to go on, Ryo heads out into the surrounding community to ask around. He leads his inquiry with that black car.
I saw a guy wearing this weird
coat, like something Chinese.
If Rio is going to track down Landi, he's going to have to run down every lead, and with his notebook in hand, he gets to work.
I'm looking for a Chinese man who calls himself Landi.
He is most likely a member of a Chinese black market cartel.
The mafia are known to use the harbour for smuggling, but who would know about the harbour?
Do you know of a place where sailors hang out?
The
Before
harbor is
dying, Rio's
probably
father
where
left
the
Rio a note,
ocean
as if
is.
he knew his end was near.
Those who follow the path of a warrior must be ready to die, to stand by their convictions.
Rio has no knowledge of the dangers that lay ahead of him, but he does know he has been training all his life. As Rio approaches the bar where sailors hang out to continue his mission...
Hold on. As far as I remember, picking up these scrolls, they will give you special moves, special martial arts moves. Right? I don't know if that was one of these scrolls. But we should definitely be on the lookout. When we play Shenmue 3, we should be on the lookout and find these scrolls and buy these scrolls just to upgrade our fighting moves, I guess. Right? Different kinds of moves that we can learn.
And he is ready.
I'm looking for sailors who work with Chinese ships. Back off. You looking for some of this?
Oh,
That's enough. Look for a guy named Charlie.
Charlie.
Charlie is known to work within the black market. He may know.
Just tell me.
I'll arrange for you to meet some of them, okay?
Patience is a skill Rio has yet to learn. He's making progress, but he now has to wait until tomorrow afternoon before he can follow up his lead. What can he do until then? Well, he can chat to locals, continue his capsule collection, or
the
hang out at
capsule
the
collection,
arcade.
I remember that.
Before he can decide, he bumps into his school friend, Nozomi.
Hi, Rio.
Nozomi, what are you doing here?
I'm worried about you.
I'll be fine.
We might have to collect a lot of capsules and miniature statues again in Shenmue 3. I literally don't know anything about Shenmue 3. I have tried my best not to get any spoilers whatsoever. So I have no idea if it's gonna be... Even if it's gonna be as open world as Shenmue 2 and 1 was. And I don't know what kind of side missions there are. Collections, stuff like that. I want to 100% this game. But if it is similar to Shenmue 2, that's gonna take a long time.
It's dangerous here. You should go home.
Rio cares for Nozomi. They are friends, but could be more. She cannot be in harm's way. Rio heads home. A few days after Rio's father was murdered, Ina-san collected a letter.
I had a bad feeling about it, so I felt I should keep it hidden until today.
The letter to his father is in Chinese. He needs it translated. As he sets off towards Dubwita, Charlie sets an ambush.
Remember the tattoo parlor? Payback time.
Whoops.
Don't think you can get away with this.
With info on the cartel still elusive, Rio focuses on the letter, which eventually leads him to the china shop. The proprietor deciphers the letter's contents.
Beware of those who pursue the mirror. If you ever need help, seek the aid of Master Chen.
The letter is signed Yun Da Zhu. There is also a phone number.
Warehouse number 8.
Warehouse number 8? Got it. It's in Amihama.
Rio's quest is taking him ever further from home, this time to the harbour. The harbour is a bustling hive of trade, but also a hive of criminal activity. Rio must be on his guard. Without an appointment, Rio sneaks into the compound and enters warehouse number 8.
Whoops.
Master Chen?
Master Chen runs an antique import-export business here at the harbour with his son, Guizhang. Rio gives them the letter.
This Zhu Yonda, how does he know my father?
Zhu and your father brought back a certain mirror from China.
The one that man stole?
It was stolen.
Yes, the man who killed my father, Landi.
An organization called Qi You Men, its leader goes by that name. Was only one mirror stolen? If so, then there's one more. I believe the Phoenix Mirror.
There she is. Now what's her name? Is her name Mei Li? Ah, we'll find out. We'll find out. We're gonna fall in love with this girl.
That mirror? My house?
Perhaps. Find it, and then we'll talk.
If the second mirror exists in the Hazuki residence, where could it be? Behind the banners, in the dojo, are 2 slots. In searching, Ryo uncovered a sword and also tracked down a handguard with the Hazuki crest on it. These open a secret passage leading to a basement, and well hidden in that basement.
It's the Phoenix mirror.
Why does Landi need these mirrors, and why is it so important that his father get them back? Ryo now has the mirror, but those that look to claim the mirror for Landi are closing in.
Whoa, we got Gollum.
The Phoenix mirror?
Ryo takes the mirror to Chen. Stone mirrors were produced in ancient China with guardians engraved upon them, made out of phantom river stone in a Chinese region of Guilin.
When the dragon and the phoenix meet, the gates of heaven and earth will open, and Qi-Yu will resurrect itself on earth. It's a legendary Chinese monster that will devour this world of ours. It appears Landi will try to make use of both mirrors. But you mustn't allow him to get that mirror. Be careful and stay alert.
He will need to be careful. The harbour is not safe, controlled largely by criminal factions. Many of the businesses and workers live in fear of the Mad Angels, a gang who extort them and also use the shipping routes for their criminal activities. Before Ryo leaves warehouse number 8, one of those dangers, Chai, shows up. Chai works for Landi's cartel, the Qi-Yu Men. He had been tracking Ryo, and this was his moment to retrieve the mirror for his master. Chai has 2 desires: to retrieve the mirror and find out the whereabouts of Yan Dazu, the author of the letter to the Hazuki home, a man Landi despises.
2 mirrors! Landi-sama will be pleased!
They quickly foil him.
Is it the work of the Mad Angels? We always have trouble with that gang. The Chiyo Men and Mad Angels are linked.
Perhaps they are the ones who guided Landi here.
So, if I find the Mad Angels, I'll find Landi.
Maybe he has already gone to Hong Kong.
Hong Kong? I must avenge my father's murder.
You should not waste your life on revenge.
Those he calls friends and those he has just met counsel Ryo to forget his need for revenge. But the convictions that his father instilled and his love for that same man make this impossible. He needs to find Landi. He is either here, in Japan, and the Mad Angels will know where, or he has returned to Hong Kong, and Ryo then needs to go there. Either way, the harbour will provide the answer. A place for...
And as far as I know, Shenmue 2 starts out with him leaving the ship in Hong Kong.
Information and a place for work to earn the money for that ticket to Hong Kong.
Do you know a place around here where I can get a job?
With the help of his friends, he finds one, shifting crates from A to B. Ryo's plan is simple. Work hard each day to get the cash for the ticket to Hong Kong, and during his lunch hour and the evenings he would get to work trying to track down Landi through the Mad Angels. A dual-pronged attack. One of them needed to work. Ryo did not need to look long for trouble. Trouble soon found it.
Where are the Mad Angels?
Those guys are at the back of warehouse number 17.
Ryo now knows where they operate, but they are still proving hard to find. In his investigations, Ryo discovers the Mad Angels are working with Landi and the Qi-Yu Men on a black market deal called the Long Tsar. If he can find when and where this deal goes down, he can maybe corner Landi.
When's the Long Jaw?
I don't know. Only the boss of the Mad Angels knows.
Who is the boss?
It's Ted.
Yo, Lion, hey, what's up, man? How are you doing? How's it going? Hope we're having a good day. We're just catching up on the story before we jump in and play and check out Shenmue 3 for the first time. So we almost made it through the first game, right? And then we'll see what the second game has for us. I played the second one, so the second story I should be able to commentate a little bit more about my experience playing it. I've never actually played the first one. I've only seen like a different story recap before. But that was a long time ago, so I forgot everything, basically. Except for the most important things. I'm doing good though, I'm doing good. Yeah, let's discover it together, my friend.
Before Rio sets out to search for Terry, the leader of the Mad Angels, he quizzes Master Chen about the Long Zar.
Lan Di has nothing to do with the Long Jia.
Only the lowest Chiyo men members are involved.
The Long Zar is not the moment that Rio will have his revenge. Master Chen is planning to stop the Long Zar, as this criminal activity will affect his legitimate trade with China. Chen requests Rio stand down. While he does this, Rio agrees for no. That night, Rio is restless. Another route to Lan Di is closed to him. A walk may clear his head.
Terry's waiting. Here, meet us behind warehouse number 17.
No, Rio, it's a trap.
Nozomi.
I'll give you 4 hours.
Rio borrows a motorcycle and races to the harbour. The relationship between Rio and Nozomi was a one blossoming, only held back by bashfulness and the apprehension of youth, but they cared for each other dearly. Nozomi had exhibited this fact often since the death of Rio's father, but Rio, preoccupied, had not had time to take this in or focus on her. But now, kidnapped and in danger, his only focus is to get Nozomi back safe. At Warehouse 17, the Angels are out in force.
Where's Nozomi?
What's your hurry? Have some fun with us.
Rio defends himself.
Enough.
So you're Terry.
Terry hands over Nozomi, but on one condition.
My deal is, you gotta beat up Chen's son. Make it so he can't walk. As long as Chen's around, we won't be able to gain total control of the Hong Kong route.
Rio agrees to cripple Guizhang, but with a condition of his own. For Terry to take him to Lan Di. But for now, he takes Nozomi home. The next day, true to his word, Rio waits for Guizhang. His desire for revenge has seemingly reached a point that he would hurt those that look out for his well-being.
Guizhang, I want to fight you.
Guizhang is ready for him, and they fight, in the view of the Mad Angels.
Guizhang, pretend to lose.
Say what?
Terry will take me to Lan Di.
You trust a punk like Terry?
Guizhang is a man matched to Rio both in fighting skills and principles. The fight continues, fueled by those principles. They collapse, exhausted.
It's my lucky day. I'll get rid of both of you at one time.
Let's settle our dispute later.
You're on.
The 70-man battle begins. Rio
Did he just say 70-man battle?
But he will, with Guizhang, get a chance to take down the Mad Angels and put pay to the Long Zar.
Hazuki, stand back. This one is mine.
With the Angels down and the safety of Chen's trade route assured, the harbour is a safer place to be once more. But Lan Di is no longer on Japanese shores. He has left for Hong Kong, and so must Rio. With a packed bag and the blessing of his loved ones, he leaves the Hazuki residence and walks through the streets he has known all his life, onward to tread new ground. He meets Master Chen at the harbour to say goodbye. It's with Chen's gratitude that Rio has the funds necessary to make the trip. But Chai means to stop him.
You're
Gollum
not
is
going
back.
to Hong Kong because the great Chai will defeat you.
But great as Chai is, he cannot stop Rio.
At the moment, I don't know where Zhu Yuanda is. Instead, I will introduce you to someone I know can be trusted.
That someone is Li Xiaotao, and with this name and an address, he leaves for Hong Kong. Rio's quest since his father died has been aided by familiar lands and even more familiar faces.
Okay, so I think this is where Shenmue 1 ends and Shenmue 2 starts. So this is the game now that I've played. What is Gollum doing here? I have no idea. It wouldn't be a Japanese game if there was some craziness in it. So, how did this game change my life? Well, it's actually quite simple. Playing this game has influenced me in a way that I actually went to China myself. I went to a town right next to Shaolin, and I trained there for a month with some monks in a big martial arts training center, martial arts school. And I also went to Hong Kong and I visited some of the sites that I've seen in the game. And later on, I went and studied Chinese language. I never finished it though, but I feel like a lot of this has to do, a lot of the paths that I've taken have to do with this game. And just my general love for martial arts, China, Asia really, but not just China anymore. But back then, you know, it was pretty much China only. So yeah, lots of years in my teenagers and 20s were spent, you know, pursuing similar dreams as Ryo Hasuki. So it definitely had a big impact on me. You know, whether that was for better or worse, I can't really say, but lots of awesome experiences and memories though. So it was pretty cool, you know, seeing him walk through Hong Kong, through Kowloon, and then go to Guilin. The fighting style he uses jujitsu. That's also what I did, but I started training before I played this game, so that was a lucky coincidence. But you know, it kind of inspired me to go to China and pursue, I wouldn't call it a career, but it never was a career really. But it was a hobby, and I went to China for almost 3 months. Stayed in that martial arts school, studying martial arts and Chinese for about a month or so. And then I traveled to Hong Kong and Beijing. So that was a cool time. Such a nice story. Yeah, in a way, you know, in a way I'm also really foolish being the idiot who plays a video game and then gets so obsessed about it that he actually has to go and visit these places in real life. But I don't know, you know, you can see it this way or that way. Every developer must dream about inspiring such feelings to the players. I guess so, right? I guess that's one of the highest forms of appreciation for the universe that they've created. Yeah. Like your obsession with Far Cry 5. Yeah, too bad there's no places you can visit for that, right? Although there's probably some places in America that are somewhat similar. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I remember playing that on the Xbox back then. It originally came out for the Dreamcast, I think. But I never had a Dreamcast, and I think they released it on the Xbox a couple of years later, and that's where I picked it up. I even remember, you know, and we're talking, I don't know when it came out on the Xbox, but I must have been like 15 years old or so. And I still remember going to the electronics store, and I was asking, I was going through all the games, and I was actually interested by this one, by Shenmue 2. You know, just the pictures, the story, the fighting, the martial arts, you know, everything that was on display there. And I picked it up and I went to a guy working there and I asked him, you know, is this a good game? And I remember what he said to me. He said, you'll either love it or hate it. Very, very simple. Like, I mean, in hindsight, this guy had probably never played it, never seen it, had no idea at all. But that's what he said to me. You're either gonna love it or hate it. And I was thinking, you know, should I really spend like 60 bucks on it or not? And I did it. And I loved every single bit of it. It was a crazy experience for me. Yeah. Let's relive that for 13 minutes. And then we jump into the sequel. And hope that it lives up to what Shenmue 2 was, man. It was one of the greatest games ever created. One of the best open world games, I think, ever created.
As he steps off the boat in Hong Kong, Ryo is truly alone. All he has is a name and an address.
Wanzai, Yan 10 Apartments.
Can Li Xiaotao show the way to the author of the letter to his father, Yan Dezhu? It's not long before a friendly face shows up.
Get out of my way!
What the?
Watch where you're going, you punk!
That goes for you too, barging into people like that.
However brash, Joy will be an important help to Ryo in Hong Kong. She starts with a warning.
You better watch out! There are lots.
You see how sunburned she is? She's almost like me today. You know? Idiot gamer goes out for a walk for an hour and gets a sunburn. You know? Guess we should just stay at home in our mom's basement.
The thief here!
Although far bigger, Hong Kong is not dissimilar to his hometown in that gangs are ever present.
Wong, now! Huh?
As Ryo searches for Wan Chai, he gets his first taste of them.
The Phoenix mirror's inside that bag. That's him!
Wong, the youngest member of the Heavens Gang, is persuaded to return the bag with the Phoenix mirror intact, but the little money Ryo had is now gone. His new friend Joy sets him up with a place to stay and a way to earn some money.
Be ready by 8.
He starts in the morning. Again, a harbour that needs crates moving.
I'm Doolin. Good to see you.
But this time, we don't have a forklift.
Right.
I remember doing this.
It's slow going, but at
it
least
felt like I had to do this for hours.
The real work begins. Ryo finds
I wouldn't mind if they did this a little bit differently in the third one. you saw this, right? You saw how slow that was? Press a button, wait 5 seconds. Press a button, wait 5 seconds.
He can survive, and when he
Holy
clocks off,
shit.
the real work begins. Ryo finds his way to Li Xiaotao's address, but he is no longer there. Where now?
It's someplace in a wise man's quarter called Manmo something.
Manmo something. Could it be Manmo Temple?
Why seek the master?
I was told to seek help in order to find young Dazhu. Young Dazhu knows why my father was killed by Lan Di.
Do you wish to take revenge?
Taking
Remember
revenge
her.
is no different from murder.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the master here.
The true identity of Li Xiaotao
Oh, but
is not
she
who he
is the
expects.
master.
She is Li Xiaotao.
Li Xiaotao is also known as Shuing Hong. At 26, Shuing became one of the youngest masters to a martial arts school. And in Ryo, she sees an impatience and recklessness that worry her. She will not help Ryo in his...
Yes, master. I will do exactly what you say, master. Ah, she's gonna teach us new moves. Martial arts moves, not anything else. Not what you thinking, perverts. Dave, yo, what's up, man? How you doing, Dave? How you doing? Good to see you here.